All guests on ZASLOW Show 2.0 brought to us by the official beer of the program, Johnny Cuba. European roots with that Caribbean soul. Pick up a refreshing German lager and it can go to johnnycuba.us. You use the Johnny locator, you find the nearest location to you. Make sure you always drink responsibly. And don't forget Johnny Cuba's mantra, stay tranquilo. Joining us now, Top Girl, Amber Wilson, every weeknight on ESPN Radio, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Amber and Ian. Sometimes I sit in with her and do the show. You know what I miss? Speaking of Johnny Cuba, I missed the, what was it? We were doing the drinking during the pandemic. What did we call
it? Right. Yes, we would do the lives and then we would
on Instagram.
On
yes.
Instagram live, and then we would drink while we were doing them.
That's right. We would get sauced up and we're taking questions from our listeners from back Zaslow and Amber on 790 The Ticket. And everybody would just get drunk together during COVID.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all we were doing. Everybody was stuck in their houses. There was nothing to do. Everybody would fire up. They'd start, peppering us with comments and questions, and we'd just be on there talking to people. It was a good time.
It was a good time. How you doing? Everything
going all right?
Weird
kind of way. Like COVID wasn't a good time overall, but there was some interesting and good times that came out of it. That was one of them.
No, well, I'll tell you, last week, like 8 days ago, I think maybe it was 5 years the day where Rudy Gobert shut down the world.
Right.
And just seeing the clips, I got agita just watching the clips. It was such an awful time. Like it makes me anxious going back and watching videos and thinking about everything that was going on at the time.
It's just weird. It's still surreal to look back on it and think back on it and think that we lived through all of that. Hell of a time, hell of a ride, for better or for worse, right? But definitely something that we will be talking about for the rest of our lives.
Have you been to, you've been to a Final Four. How many Final Fours have you been to? I know that you've covered, you went covering one. You also went as a fan. Am I remembering correctly?
Yeah, I've been to 3 total. Is that right? Yes. Dallas, Atlanta, Dallas, Atlanta, Indianapolis, 1 working, 2 as fans. All games.
And did you go to both Saturday night and Monday night?
No, because in Dallas, the Gators got bounced after the first game. So no, when they weren't in the Natty, I got the hell out of Dallas.
So you know how I feel about that, where the traveling to go see your favorite sports team. Well, I don't want to do it because I spend all the money, and then if I go there and my team loses, that's not a fun experience to me. But then people are like, "Oh, but you're with your friends and you're all together, and the arena's a lot of fun. It's a great experience." That's not a great experience to me. Was that still good then?
I mean, I still had fun. I had obviously a lot of fun leading up to the game because, yes, I was still with my crew, my brother and his wife and one of our good family friends that we had been at the other Final Four experiences with as well. And then, so we had fun before that, obviously leading up to the game. And then it was my only time I've ever been in the Cowboys stadium. So that part's cool. I had never seen Jerry's World otherwise, and I haven't seen it since. So getting to experience that. So there's experiences like that. Like I've never regretted going to a.
Of course you've seen it since. We went to the Cotton Bowl. You've seen it.
Oh, that's true. Well, since. Yes, you're right. I forgot we just went to the Cotton Bowl. You're right. Working, I have seen it since. As a fan, I had never experienced Jerry's World.
Have you filled out your bracket yet? I don't know if you've gone to the ESPN Tournament Challenge app, but right there, you got the celebrity picks. You got Jay Billis, you got Seth Greenberg, and then you got me right next to them.
I saw that. I saw it yesterday when I pulled up the app. Celebrity picks, Jonathan Zaslow.
Now, everybody knows I'm a college football expert. All right, there's Feinbaum, there's Dinich, there's me. You're working your way up. I'm not known as a college basketball expert, but there I am. Right
seems
there.
Like you're on your way.
Have you filled out your bracket yet?
I have. So I don't know. Maybe I'm one of those celebrity pickers today. If I fire up the app, I have not checked yet. I did fill out my bracket. My strategy for filling out a bracket is just to fill it the bleep out. There is not much research. There is not much time. You can't overthink it. You just go. You just do.
How many do you do?
So far, I've only done 1. I normally only fill out like the one that ESPN makes us fill out for work and then one or two other ones just for
So
the
you
hell
do
of those
multiple ones. You have no integrity. You're filling out 3 brackets.
They're like 2 or 3 tops. There
No,
were
I do
times
1.
that I used to fill out more, but the problem with filling out more also is then you can't keep track. So I
Correct.
don't like to fill out like 3 is the max. I'll probably only fill out 2 for like the men's tournament. Like I might fill out 1 more today, but that would be kind of it. Because at a certain point, if you fill out too many, then you don't even, you're watching the games. You don't even remember who you chose, where you chose them. It's like, all right, then you're not
That's what
invested
I'm
enough.
saying.
Yeah.
Who is more annoying? Guy who tells you about the bad beat that his fantasy football team had this week, or guy who complains that his bracket was busted?
Guy who complains that I don't know, that's a tough one. The fantasy football thing to me is really annoying. I guess the guy who complains about his bracket being busted because everybody's bracket is busted.
Right.
So I
Right.
guess that's the more annoying one.
The 14 loses to the 3.
Right.
Everyone's bracket got busted.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So calm down, guy.
Calm down, guy. So I don't know if the Miami Heat tonight, they play the Detroit Pistons. All right, game's on ESPN. So the hope is that we don't get embarrassed on national television. But the Heat
In
have
the
an
second half.
right.
Is the whole like it'd be, I mean, I don't like are we showing up in the fourth quarter or should we just
No, we're a rotten team. We're a very
we
rotten
should just
team.
forfeit the third. I feel like we should just go home after the first half. Like you just go, you play, then we get on the airplane, then we fly home at the half. Because really, what's the purpose?
The part that's interesting to me is they have 3 more games, including this one tonight with Detroit, before the Golden State Warriors come to town.
Mm-hmm.
Amber, the Miami Heat cannot be on an 11-game losing streak when they're facing Jimmy Butler.
Why not?
It's embarrassing enough.
It's already embarrassing. I don't think it makes any difference what the losing streak is when Jimmy Butler comes to town. There is no scenario where right now in the immediacy that we win that trade. Like there ain't none. There's no situation where we're the big winners and Jimmy Butler is the big loser. That's not happening. That's not even a game for us to play right now. So right now, he gets to be the winner.
Are you finding yourself, do you find it hard to see the success? Like last night, Steph Curry didn't play. They beat the Bucks. Jimmy was awesome. Are you finding it hard to see him have success?
So I'm very conflicted with Jimmy Butler because there's a part of me that likes the old heads making their mark in the Western Conference. Like there's a part of me, and I don't know if this is because I'm old also, but there's a part of me that's like, all right, look at them still got it. You know what I mean? Like, let's go Warriors, like another, and I used to hate the Warriors, but to me, this doesn't feel like the same Warriors. The dynasty, in my opinion, is still over with because we've had a gap here. So once we have a gap, then you kind of become likable again. And that's sort of what's happened to me with this team a bit. So getting one more from Steph Curry at 37 years old, to me, that's kind of a cool story. And Jimmy Butler gave us a hell of a run for a half decade in Miami. I got to see multiple NBA finals because of Jimmy Butler.
It was an overwhelmingly positive experience.
Yeah, I mean, he overachieved. Everybody said you couldn't do that with Jimmy as the number 1, and we did it with Jimmy as the number 1. We didn't get the rings at the end of the day. I mean, we got the Eastern Conference rings, but we didn't get the rings in terms of the NBA Finals. Fine. It was a hell of a ride. It was incredibly fun. And he needed a guy like Steph Curry to probably get over that hump. Is he going to be able to do it in Golden State? I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they're winning an NBA title, but there is something fun, I guess, about seeing him have that opportunity and seeing those guys maybe have one last hurrah here at the end or back end of their careers. I mean, Steph's isn't over with the position that he plays, but yeah, he's 37. I mean, he's got boo-boo back right now. He's got ice on the back.
I thought I was going to hate it, Jimmy Butler having any type of success with Golden State. I'm not hating it. I don't know that it means I'm going to be I'm not going to be rooting for them in the playoffs because I still find Draymond Green to be detestable.
Right. That part's annoying.
But I'm not hating Jimmy Butler having success there.
I guess I feel like too, it was always going to end like this with Jimmy. This is what he does. And it wasn't, in my opinion, going to get any better. It wasn't like he chose to leave on a season that, had he not, we were winning an NBA title. If only for Jimmy, we would be. So I don't feel like we were going anywhere with Jimmy or without Jimmy. So I don't really have a hard time now watching him have the success that he's having. I guess the only aspect of it that's annoying, other than Draymond, because Draymond will always and forever be annoying, but the only other aspect that's annoying is it being so devastatingly clear, which we already knew, how little Jimmy gave a shit down here this season and how little he tried. Because now we're seeing by the end of this season, it's going to be like, 30 games of Jimmy Butler, but playoff Jimmy, right? Like, which we've never seen in a regular season. I feel like we haven't really seen that in a regular season before. The amount of effort that he's putting in playing for Golden State is a postseason Jimmy kind of effort. Now, what does that mean for him in the actual postseason? That part's going to be interesting to watch as well. But that's the only other annoying component, I guess, is that despite him being like, I always try hard, how dare anybody question my commitment to trying? I mean, it was such bullshit. Like, he was not trying at all down here this season, and it's never been more obvious than watching him try at Golden State.
I wake up in the morning, like a day like today where they're playing the Detroit Pistons, and this is the part that's most aggravating to me with the Heat right now, and is that they've made me feel the way that I currently feel, where I wake up in the morning and I'm dreading watching the game tonight. I find it to be a chore. I'm going to watch the game. There are several reasons why. Number one, I'm clearly a glutton for punishment. They're my favorite team, so I'm going to watch. Also, ZASLOW Show 2.0, great podcast. I need to know what's going on with our favorite little basketball team. But, I resent that they've made me feel this way, that it's a chore to watch them play. I feel like I'm wasting my time. And I wake up in the morning, if the Panthers are playing on it, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, Amber, Panthers are playing Columbus. I'm going to be looking forward the entire day to watching the Panthers play. And I'm dreading the entire day today to watching the Heat tonight.
It's a bummer, man. It's a bummer. I feel like right now the Dolphins don't have any juice and the Heat are just abysmal. And it's very difficult to watch. I'm not watching every basket of the Heat tonight. Heat Pistons, get out of town. I mean, Detroit's an interesting team this season. They're
Detroit's
fun to watch.
That's why we're gonna get our ass kicked tonight. So what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I mean, we should. It's just a throwaway season. I mean, you don't want the Heat to win. Well, but I also want to tank, despite whatever the hell Spo's saying. It's working out beautifully. We look like we're trying in the first half, and then we go ahead and we stop showing up so that we can lose a little bit more. So maybe we can get a better lottery pick.
Well, they're still going to be in the play-in. They're not going to lose enough to miss the play-in.
Oh.
But I don't think they're going to get out of the play-in. I think they're going to miss the playoffs. I think they're going to lose in the play-in, and they'll get whatever lottery pick that they wind up getting.
You have to.
What is the setup in Wilson Manor tomorrow during the day when the tournament gets going? Are you able to indulge enough? I mean, you're a very busy mother. Are you able to be involved in the tournament during the day?
My life right now is not particularly conducive to watching a ton of sports, unfortunately, during the day, but I do have that man cave set up. So it will probably be on the televisions, and I will probably not be parked on my couch in the man cave as much as I would hope to be, but there will be plenty of times that the baby will have to deal, and we will be playing in front of all the TVs.
How good is it just to be able to sit on the couch all day and watch the tournament as opposed to having responsibilities?
Yeah, well, that's probably pretty good. You enjoy that. I mean, if you want to come over and watch the baby for me so that I can also relax and enjoy, you let me know.
No, I want to come over and watch games with you in this Wilson Manor bat cave that has all the televisions. That's what I want to do.
It is a nice Wilson Manor bat cave. That part of it's nice. But the only problem is my husband's office is also in there. It's also in the man cave. So I also don't know how distracting that's going to be.
So you got to keep it down a little bit.
Got to work out. I got to kick him out. I got to kick him out of the house. We'll see what happens.
I do have something for you though tomorrow, maybe to keep your attention. Tomorrow and Friday, I'm in studio, Levitard Show.
I know. I'm excited about that actually. So I mean, I forgot for a minute because there was a minute where you were maybe going to do it today, and I actually went to YouTube and fired up, which I listen to their show or watch their show most every day. I normally listen to it. And
I normally watch.
You're a watching kind of guy. I'm normally like a listening kind of gal because I
Well,
like just
like
having my
watching.
podcasts on while I'm doing stuff. And so I tend to do that later in the day with like my podcast. Like I'll catch up on ZASLOW Show 2.0, Levitard Show, some of the other pods I listen to. But today I actually realized what time it was and fired up old YouTube to press on the live for the Levitard Show.
Because
And
you
then I
want
was
to
like,
see
oh,
me.
right,
So
Zazzlow's
you
not
put
there.
YouTube because you want to see me as opposed to just listening.
Yeah, boy, who doesn't want to see that pudding? But then I remembered that you weren't actually doing the show today and that it's tomorrow.
So
So yeah,
tomorrow,
I'm excited. I'll have to fire it up.
I have no idea what's in store. I have not been in studio with them in a very long time. I mean, I'm guessing maybe a little bit of tournament, maybe Florida Panthers because we're approaching the playoffs. I don't know what to expect tomorrow.
They've still been talking about the Heat, a lot of how depressing the Heat is. Spo obviously sounds very depressing lately, so they've been having some fun with that as well.
What should I wear? I'm thinking I wear my Florida Panthers jersey.
Ooh,
Like,
your
let's come in hot.
jersey. You're going full jersey.
I think let's come in hot.
That's aggressive.
Yeah?
I mean, if there's a jersey you're going to wear, though, that's the one.
I think so. Finally here, Amber Wilson. Again, make sure you check out Amber, of course, every weeknight, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio. We have to get your thoughts on John Cena.
Oh,
he's a big-time heel now. He said, fuck them kids. He hates the fans now. What have you made of John Cena, the bad guy?
How much time does he have left? Is he retiring?
It's a last year. It's a retirement tour. It's all of 25.
Oh, come on. We need a whole year to retire? It's a whole tour?
Never been done before.
WWE, are they like boxers where they never really retire? Like he's going to right? Like he'll be back in 2 years for something special and in 5 years he'll do something like some appearance, right?
There's a distinction though between he'll be back and he'll be back wrestling. He's not going to be back wrestling after this year.
Ever again. They never come back wrestling.
Yeah, some of them do.
See?
But Cena, that does not seem to be what's happening with Cena because Cena's a Hollywood guy. Like he has another life that he's going to be moving on to as well.
Confused. I got to be honest. I thought John Cena retired from regular wrestling years ago. I did not realize that.
Never retired.
So he just like disappeared.
He's not a full-time guy anymore, but he's
why are we doing a whole year tour? We're not even used to watching him wrestle often. Why does this man need a year?
Well, Amber, he's main eventing WrestleMania next month.
How would I know that?
He's fighting for the championship. He's going for the record 17 times. Do you think he can beat Cody Rhodes?
It depends how they write the script.
He kicked Cody in the dick a few weeks ago, and that's what made him a bad guy.
Oh, so that was planned. Got it.
Well, Cody.
How do you think Cody feels about that?
About getting kicked in the dick?
Yeah, like when they tell Cody, like, so, hey, buddy, this is what's about to happen. Cena's about to kick you in the, and he's going to turn into a bad guy. Like when he receives that information, probably not very long before the actual match, right? That's what these wrestlers say. When he receives that information, can he be like, no, I don't want to get kicked in the dick?
No, I think you just got to eat it. You got to eat it. It is what it is. And then they beat the shit out of him. You see Travis Scott. Travis Scott doesn't know wrestling's not real because Travis Scott really punched Cody Rhodes, busted his eardrum.
Yeah, I heard this too. I don't know why I've heard any of these things or why I know any of these things. Also, why is Travis Scott wrestling?
He's not wrestling. He's part of Rock's crew.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe we'll get that answer in the ensuing weeks. You got to watch. I don't know.
Isn't Travis Scott like? I don't know if I don't know. Isn't Travis Scott kind of like string beanish, like skinny-ish?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I have that right. Like I'm thinking, like Kylie Jenner's ex, Travis Scott, right? Like I got this right.
I mean, I don't know about the Kylie Jenner part, but yes, he's like
what?
A string beanish.
They have kids together. What do you mean?
How would really?
That's her baby daddy, right?
I would never know that.
Scott. Yes. Wait.
The same way that you would not know John Cena is challenging for the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania. I have no idea who Travis Scott has fathered kids with.
Well, you need to brush up on your Travis Scott knowledge, clearly.
I was on the floor for a Travis Scott concert.
I know you were.
Definitely the oldest person in the building.
Very weird when you sent me pictures from it.
So it's one of the strangest nights of my life.
I do not understand. I got to be honest. I am old too. I do not get Travis Scott. I don't get the music. I just don't I don't love it.
I was out
Not
there
my
on
cup
the
of tea
floor.
in
He
terms of rap.
plays the same song, Fiend, all right? That's the big song. He plays the same song, Fiend, over and over and over and over and over again. And I said to my son, I'm like, that's good? You like hearing the same song? If I'm at Pearl
And
Jam
then
and
they
they
just
play,
jump, right? Isn't that the thing
yeah,
with Travis
oh
Scott?
yeah,
Like everybody just jumps.
oh yeah, oh yeah. If I'm at Pearl Jam and they play Better Man 10 times in a row, I'm like, this fucking sucks. I don't want that. And my son says, no, this is great. It's his best song. We love it.
So
I don't
kids
get it.
these days, get off my lawn. I cannot explain it.
Amber, you're at the Up in Smoke tour.
Now that was music, though.
Trey, they're not playing the same song over and over again.
Hell no. That was when we knew how to do music. We've
Amber,
never sounded older ever.
That's a good note to end it on.
I'm also like, yeah, we could stop on that. We could stop on that.
No, I want to hear the final thought. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say with music these days, like I know Kendrick Lamar just did the Super Bowl, and so he won the whole battle with Drake. I also don't fully understand the obsession with Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar is another one who plays the same song over and over and over again. David Dennis Jr. was telling me about it because he was at the Kendrick Lamar concert. And he hit the, what's it, Not Like Us. That's the song, right?
That's the song.
And he played it like 6 times in a row. And I said, that's good? Rap shows are weird. Just say it.
I think Drake's better.
Whoa.
Yeah. I
know.
Whoa. I know. Don't tell anybody.
All right. Well, it's just you and me here. I'm not even recording. Amber, excellent job. Everyone will be listening tonight. Always good having you on. Thank you, girl.
Thanks for having me.